Today I will show you how I quickly choose a scale, where I start soloing inside that scale, and how I turn simple scale patterns into musical ideas. I want to give you some musical confidence. So grab your guitar and let's break it down. So how do I quickly choose a scale to use when I'm soloing? Check this out. Look at a C major progression. Got a little groove there, simple chords. They're all in the key of C major. I look at that first chord C and play the corresponding pentatonic. Works perfectly over that. Look at the first chord, play the corresponding pentatonic. Let's try a minor blues. First chord is C minor. We're going to use C minor pentatonic. You hear how it works perfectly over the chord progression. This works a lot of the time, maybe as close as 90% of the time. You can use the first chord as your guide, play the corresponding pentatonic scale. And if we want to solo over a C7 type of progression, bluesy, you can hear how I used two different scales there, but they both sounded right, because you can use major or minor with seventh chord progressions. Blues and rock players have been doing it for decades. So that's the general rule. Major chord to start with, I'll use major pentatonic. Minor chord, I'll use minor. But if there's a seventh chord for the first chord, you should be able to mix major or minor. You can use one or the other, but you can mix them also, and I'll show you how to do that in a simple way coming up shortly. So where do I start soloing inside the scale? Check this out. Start in the center. The track just uses the three chords, C7, F9, and G9. And like I said earlier, if the progression starts with a C or any seventh chord, you can use major or minor. So we're looking at C major pentatonic, or C minor pentatonic. You see how they kind of overlap right there. So if I start my soloing phrases from the center of the scale, I like to do this because I can go down the scale or up the scale. In this case, I went up for the little example. And you can go up to the C note there also. So I'm looking at the root, the home bass note, and doing this little bluesy move. I'm looking at the major pentatonic here. So you're just from 8 to 9 there on the G, then 8 to 10 on the B, and then 8. Getting back to the C note there on your E string there. That's a nice little phrase that you can get back, and you back down, you can use the minor pentatonic. Again, starting just pulling off of some of them notes, but using that minor pentatonic structure up the scale major, back down minor pentatonic. It just sounds great when you do that, and it's when you do it intentionally, it sounds connected. And the same way you can go down. If you start in the center, you can go down the scale and back home. Up the scale, major, back down minor. That's a great starting point right there. So how do I turn simple scale patterns into musical ideas? We'll use the C7 groove for these examples right here. Check this out. I'm going to play some phrases and then I'll break them down. I'm looking at playing phrases over each chord so they sound connected, and it leaves some space in between there so it sounds like music. It sounds like you're saying something. And I'd like to really pivot, off of this 8th fret here, the B and E strings with my first finger. I'm anchored there. A lot of the time, this is a good starting point. And you can slide up there to the other C note again at 13th fret here on the B string. And then play a little phrase here. Or back more at home. So you're just riding those two notes there. 10 to 9, 10 to 9. I think I played it 3 times, but it's really to taste how you would like to do it. So we'll go 3 times. Then a slight bend, pulling off from 10 to 8. 2 hits on the home bass. Same thing up here. So we're playing all that on that C7 chord. It all fits very well. But now as the F7 chord is coming up, or F9, I played a phrase like this. Kind of a Billy Gibbons kind of thing. So again, I'm anchoring my first finger here on the 8th fret of the B and E strings, and I'm doing an upstroke. This is comfortable for me. Try it some different ways. Hopefully you can adapt something like this. So upstroke on the E and B strings, barring right here in the 8th fret. On the downstroke, hit 10 on G. So now the next time, you're going to do it on the B and G strings on the 8th fret. Upstroke, slight bend, and then back to home base on the 10th fret there of the D string. One more time slow. In more context, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it will fit right in context. So that was over the F7 or F9, going back to the C. I did something like that, but you can hammer on and pull off of any one of these strings. One more time slow, and these are very repeatable. You can alternate them in many different ways. Then it's going to a G chord. I'm just playing a major sounding phrase, but still within the framework of the minor pentatonic, but it's a major phrase. You hear how it fits right with that chord. Because I'm playing a G note here in the 8th fret of the B string and pivoting just in the 10th fret, just a slight bend. Hammer on and pull off. And then hitting the 9th fret of the G string. And then you can repeat as it goes back to F. This leads right back to that C7 chord. I'm excited to show you this stuff because some of my biggest aha moments were in this lesson today. Learning that I could choose the pentatonic scale, depending on the first chord of a progression. Knowing with a 7th chord progression, I could use major or minor, and I can play little phrases over each chord in a progression. It just starts coming together. Once you can do it slow, like some of the stuff we did today, you'll be able to speed up and start shredding a little bit, keeping in mind, you're trying to stay musical. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.